Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's Through the Lobby. I'm Stacey Karlsson. I'm the Managing Director and founder of Goho. We're a boutique PR marketing and events agency. And we're joined this week by my lovely friend, Rupert, for the second time from Ru&Co. Hello. He's in Lewis, which is apparently not hot today. That's why he's wearing a suit jacket. I was trying to get him to get his kit off, but he isn't having any of it. In London, it's absolutely scorching. I'm very hot and sweaty, but yeah, brilliant to have you join us again. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me again.
That's all right. Back by popular demand, eh? Thank you, everyone, as well, for tuning in. Lots of you have been here for lots of the series, and this is especially special because we can actually talk today about going to these places for real, because they're actually opening. We're going to be able to go. We can go to a bar. We can pay for a drink. I'm really excited. And also we're giving away an amazing prize, which is being donated by Ru&Co, which is a weekend of 2-night stay for 2 people at the absolutely ultra luxe Savoy Palace Hotel in Madeira. So as per usual, please take part in the discussion. Put your chats in the chat box. I noticed some of you already started. Questions, if you've got any questions for us specifically, put them in the question box. If you could fill the polls out at the end as well, that'd really help us shape future episodes. And don't forget to listen out, because we'll ask the question at the end of the webinar and then pick one of you at random to win the prize. So, Rupert, do you want to introduce yourself?
I do. Hi, everybody. Lovely to see some of you all again and some of you for the first time. Thank you, Stacey and the gang at Goho, for inviting me to participate again. My little agency is called Ru&Co Ltd, and we are very fortunate to look after a gorgeous portfolio of 15 hotels, luxury hotels around the world. In the first one that we did, like it said in the intro, we spent a little time talking a little bit more about closer to home hotels, particularly in the UK and a little bit into Europe. And since, as Stacey mentioned, since then, things have progressed a little bit in the UK, thank God. So I wanted to give you a little update on opening dates for some of the hotels and let you know when the ones that we've done before, whether or not they open, and if not, then when are they opening. So off the top of my head, the UK ones, I am very privileged to have the Polizzi collection, Olga Polizzi's 3 hotels that she has. She's got Tresanton in Cornwall and Ensley in Devon, 2 stunning properties. Very, very special, very small, great for multi-generational families, for little incentives and little groups, for exclusive buyouts. And they are opening next Saturday on the 4th of July. So reservations are open. So if you need any help, go to Stacey, come to me, whatever you want to do, just let us know and we'll try and get you in. They are they've been hammered with reservations, if I'm totally honest. They've got a very, very strong loyal customer base. So, and I think lots of people who had planned breaks before, they now getting them in. But yeah, we can certainly try for you. So if you want to get a little break after the 4th of July and go down to Cornwall or Ensley, or even make a week of it, then let us know and we'll sort that out for you. London, Portman Square, Nobu Portman Square in London, is, as most of you know, is a building site right now. The building work has been going on since lockdown, and they are due to reopen, or just to open brand new, from the end of September. We think the 30th of September, but we're not quite sure. So we're waiting to see on that. But any of you who are in London and you cycle past or walk past Portman Square, you'll see the facade is changing quite dramatically, and Nobu Portman Square is coming to life, which is great. And then Olga Polizzi's 3rd property, which is also a brand new property in Alfriston, just down the road from me here in Lewis. It's coaching in one of the oldest coaching inns in the UK, and that is opening in December. It was going to open in September, but because of COVID, it's been delayed. So so we won't be able to enjoy that one until December time. So those are them. Amsterdam, the Hotel de l'Europe have reopened. They opened 2 weeks ago. They are limiting their availability to 30 rooms out of the just over 130 that they have, just because of social distancing and that whole thing. But they are now open and they're doing a lot of domestic business. You know, city breaks right now are it's a great time to go to the city because there's no queues, there's no crowds. The museums, well, apart from us yet, the museums and things are so you can get to places and get to see things without having to worry too much about queues and that kind of thing. So they're kind of enjoying a little bit of that. And as I mentioned in the last call that we did, they've reopened, completely refurbished their event spaces, their private dining rooms. They've got 2 new restaurants, and their whole lobby has been redone as well. So it's a beautiful, beautiful, refreshed product. Over in France, the Chemonnet, which is our hotel in Cognac, is open now as well.
I really want to try that one.
Oh, that's the one. I'm getting in a car, I'm getting on a ferry, and I'm going there. It's just stunning. They did open in a phased approach over the course of June. So they opened the rooms first. They opened one of the restaurants, but and then they opened the Michelin star restaurant that they have, and then they finally this week they've opened the spa. So they wanted to do it a little bit slowly.
Yeah.
And then Corsica, which I think was the last one we spoke about on the call before, they have made the decision because it's a seasonal island. They only normally open from May until October. They have decided to keep the hotel closed, but they have a villa there, which is a 5-bedroomed exquisite villa overlooking the bay. So they've decided just to have the villa open and available for hire for exclusive buyouts, but the rest of the hotel will stay closed. The restaurant and bars are all working, but the actual rooms they're not opening those. So that's a little bit of an update on the ones we spoke about before. And then I don't know how many of you are watching the media about air corridors, and we all know, I'm sure, I hope we all know in our industry that we're currently restricted with a 2-week quarantine. As of Monday, this next Monday after the weekend, we will have an announcement from the government, and this is what I'm super excited about. And Stacey almost jumped off her chair when I told her about it. Is that we will be able to travel to some destinations in Europe as of the 6th of July.
Woohoo!
Yes, with no quarantine restrictions when we come back. Which is fantastic news. So
it is, but to be honest, I wasn't too bothered about the quarantine. I was like, I'm happy. I'll just stay at home. I've been at home for 3 months. 2 weeks longer is not going to bother me.
Another 2 weeks not going to make a difference. So, but this for us as the hospitality industry is super important. A lot of people are nervous about that kind of thing. But the flights, let me tell you, the flights last Monday when they opened the borders to Spain were packed, absolutely packed. So quarantine or no quarantine, people just got on the flights and they went. So we're quite positive about the comeback, and hopefully we will have a little bit of a summer, enjoyment with the hotels. So apparently, currently we will have France, Greece, Italy, Spain, and there was one other. No, that's it. 4 will be announced on Monday. We are hoping that Portugal will also be announced at the same time. Germany was the other one. That was the other one. So we're hoping for Portugal to be announced at the same time, which will be great. I mean, Portugal, I don't know why, because they actually have been the safest country in Europe with the least COVID cases and deaths. And Madeira, which we'll come on to in a second, have had no cases whatsoever.
Wow.
At all. So it's... And
they're going to let us in there at some point.
They are going to let us in. So the airport opens on July to international flights. And I was talking to them this morning. British Airways, TUI, a few of the airlines, Jet2 and one other, will be flying into Funchal, the capital of Madeira, from middle of July. So we'll be able to hopefully go there. And it's a beautiful island. So we'll talk about that in a little while. But
one of you guys will be going there to win this amazing prize.
Yeah. Well, exactly. Somebody's. So things are opening up. In terms of longer haul, which we're going to talk about in a little while with the other hotels that we have in the portfolio, it's a little bit further down the line. So they are saying that by the end of August, we will be able to fly to Dubai, Singapore, and Hong Kong, and possibly Australia, assuming that they've opened their borders. But if we want to go to Australia, we have to fly through another non-quarantined destination like Singapore or Hong Kong or Dubai. So that might happen. And then latter part of the year, October, November time, then they will open up Mexico and South America and the US, North America as well, of course. But they do say that Trump is probably not going to open the borders until after the elections in the US in November. So that's a little bit of I don't know how much of that you already know, but I just thought because it's so fresh, it came out this morning. I thought it'd be worthwhile talking about that.
Definitely.
Yeah,
I'm gutted. I was meant to be, everyone who knows me knows I was meant to be going to Vegas for my annual trip to Vegas in August, but that's been cancelled by British Airways. So I'm very upset about that. But we're going to look at all these other amazing places that I'm going to potentially try and get on my list, to fit around work since we're starting to pick up a bit now. You've got a quick video actually. Should we watch the video quickly as a bit of an introduction?
Let's show the video,
we'll crack on.
And then we'll crack on with the rest of it.
Perfect. There were some really lovely pools that I'm just envisaging laying by now. I mean, I've got a paddling pool in my back garden, but we keep calling it the pool. I want to be by one of those pools. You're going to show us some of them now.
Me too. I'm going as soon as we possibly can.
Okay.
I think there were some questions there.
About when insurance is valid.
Insurance, yeah. That I don't know the answer to that, Sandra, I'm afraid. Some of the countries like Greece have said that they will pay for any health cover that you need whilst you're in the country. I know in Madeira, when you arrive, they're going to be doing a COVID test on all arrivals, and they will be taking temperatures, and you won't have to pay for that. The Portuguese government will be paying for that. So that's the little bit that I know. I don't know enough any more than that, I'm afraid. So yeah, so that's answering a couple of those questions, I think. All right, so let me try and remember how I did this. There we go. So that is just the cover page, which shows you all the hotels. If you want to take a quick photo of that or whatever, please do. As I mentioned earlier, we kind of got halfway through and we stopped at Miramar in Corsica. And the rest of today, we're going to do the rest of the portfolio very, very quickly. I have one picture for each one, so it's not going to be a long thing, but I'll just give you a little bit of a snapshot of each one, just so you know what they're all about. So this is a picture of one of the rooftop restaurants at Villa Vita Park in the Algarve. Villa Vita Park is a small high-end luxury resort. It sits on top of a cliff. It's about a 20-minute drive from the airport. The interesting thing to know about this hotel is probably one of the first eco resorts in Europe. The owners of the property, and they've owned it from the outset, were super, super keen to be as self-sufficient as they possibly could. So they own farms all across Portugal where they grow all their own livestock, all their fruit, all their vegetables, and that's what they use in the hotel. They are super, super, super heavy food and beverage gods, I guess. So they have an enormous amount of restaurants. They have Michelin star there and a wide variety of restaurants. So if you're a foodie or a drinky, then like me, then this is the place to go.
I think we've got quite a lot of foodie and drinkies here, haven't we, guys?
I suspect we have. It's beautiful. It sits atop a cliff. It's got its own private beach, huge gardens. It's only 130 rooms and suites, but the nice thing about it, what kind of an unusual thing about it actually, from a hotelier's perspective, is almost 50% of the rooms are actually suite product, and 50% are normal rooms. They've, for event space further down the line, when we're allowed to do events again, they have 8 meeting rooms, varying sizes, but lots of gardens and outdoor spaces that you can use for breakouts and gala dinners and whatever you want, they can do.
We've had a few quite inquiries at the moment. Is what's quite I don't know, popular is mini buyouts. Is that something you can do at these hotels?
Yeah, some of them you can. It depends on the structure of the hotel and how it's laid out. But yes, you can. So with Villa Vita Park, you absolutely can. They have separate buildings with different blocks of rooms. So depending on how big the group is, you either take one or two.
So yeah, just get in touch and we will help you with those inquiries.
Absolutely. Now this product and the next one down from is the Savoy Palace in Madeira. The Savoy Palace is one of the 2 iconic hotels on the island. It was knocked down in the late 80s by the previous owners. And he had a vision to rebuild this iconic hotel into something that will become the jewel of Funchal, which is the capital of Madeira, and which is where the hotel is located. He then was doing some dodgy financial thing and lost all his
moving on.
A local family, another local family bought it, and they're the current owners. But they've been really lovely. They've built and rebuilt the Savoy Palace in the vision to which he had, and they've made a few minor changes, but they wanted to bring to Madeira a new, modern, contemporary take on hospitality and on hotels. So this hotel is stunning, and one of you will be going there, and you'll know later on this afternoon. But it's a big hotel, and I'm very excited from a meetings and events side of it, because it sits right in the center of town. It sits on top of a cliff. It's like the perfect location for a hotel, because the sea views from every single room. Not one room does not have a sea view. They've built it in a kind of a curved wave, and all the bedrooms they've put front facing, and then the bedroom corridors they've put at the back of the bedrooms. So there's no horrible view whatsoever. Every single room has a huge balcony with 2 to 4 chairs. They have 7 bars and restaurants. They have a beautiful, beautiful convention center with a huge ballroom that can take 2,000, I think it is, plus loads of different meeting rooms. And then they have lots of space.
I love bathrooms like that where they've got glass through
the
bedroom. Yeah. I think they're really romantic, a bit sexy. Gorgeous.
Yeah, they are quite sexy. Yeah, they are. And so this hotel can do anything and everything. They have like a suite experience, or you can pay for a premium experience, which is called the Jacaranda experience. And that's private check-in. They've got their own restaurant. They've got it's on the roof, a bar, an infinity pool, and a pool deck, and that's only available to suite guests or premium guests. But then they've got this most incredible spa that's open to everybody. They've got a rooftop bar with a nightclub and a restaurant, Michelin-star restaurant at the top of the roof, again overlooking Funchal and the port. Interesting note to know with Madeira and Funchal, every new year Funchal is the city that has the biggest New Year's Eve fireworks display in the world. It's in the Guinness Book of Records. Who would have thought? It's mad. And Madeira is on the same timeline as us, so there's no time difference at all. But it sits in, if you're looking at a map of the world, it sits in line with Morocco. So the weather there through the year is just phenomenal. So that's that one. And whoever wins the lucky prize, it will not be valid over New Year, I'm afraid. Because they are sold out completely. And then we go down the road to a gorgeous, gorgeous little fishing village called Caleta, which is it's about 40-minute drive away. And Sakharam is the sister hotel. That's the pool that I spotted in your opening video. Yeah. It looks badass. So
I really want to go there.
it sits on the roof. It's right next door to the spa. So the spa is on the roof as well. When you look at the hotel from the outside, it looks like a normal hotel. But when you walk inside, it is magnificent. It used to be a sugarcane refinery. So it's got a lot of the old factory equipment dotted about. It's got great granite walls that kind of sit within the cliffs. You can see one of the cliffs there. So it's got this very design-led orientation. It is absolutely beautiful. The rooms are exquisite. Most of them have full sea views overlooking the bay. They also have a private beach there, which you can use for events. They have a smaller meeting space there. Their biggest room, I think, takes about 120. And then they have a couple of smaller other ones as well. But a really lovely place to either go. The spa is huge. It's 5,000 square meters, same as the one in Funchal, the Savoy Palace. So if you wanted a getaway, a spa getaway, just chill out, relax, eat some gorgeous food, and sit and overlook that water, then this is the place to go. It's the whales swim past here, so this is a big whale watching area.
Amazing.
And then we go from Portugal to South Africa and Johannesburg. So this is very much a corporate hotel. So for those of you out there that are booking corporate travel into South Africa and Johannesburg, this is probably the place that you would need to do. It's called the Michelangelo. By its name, it's a very Italian-esque Renaissance style building. It sits within Sandton City, which is kind of the Canary Wharf of Johannesburg, if you like. It's the business and shopping district for the city. It's right on Nelson Mandela Square, so you could not get any more central. Most of the big banks, most of the big law firms, most of the big consulting companies are all within 200, 250 meters from the hotel.
There's also one of my favorite restaurants in the world is on Nelson Mandela Square. Yeah, called the Flamingo Rooms. And it's so good. The cocktails are incredible, and it's so cheap as well.
Yeah, no, very, very gorgeous, very gorgeous. So this is a very Italian-esque. At the moment, it's quite traditional and very Italian in its style and its design. They are thinking at the moment, and we should know, and I'll be able to update you all via Stacey, whether or not they're going to stay closed until December and refurbish the bedrooms and do a little bit of refurbishment whilst they, just take the opportunity while they can. So that's currently at the head of the company, and that we should have a decision about that very, very soon. But for anybody long haul, South Africa probably going to open again. That came out on a Facebook group today. They'll probably open their borders from September time. So we've got a few months to wait before we can go to South Africa. For those of you going on a leisure holiday, the great thing about Johannesburg is most of the flights come into Johannesburg in early morning. So it's a good opportunity to take one day. All you need is 1 day and 1 night. You arrive early in the morning, check into the Michelangelo, and go and explore Johannesburg. And it's a very underrated city. It's beautiful, and there's so much to do there. You've got the Nelson Mandela journeys. You've got Soweto to go and learn about the whole African Soweto movement and the ANC movement during the apartheid regime. You've got the diamond mines that you can go and explore. You've got amazing shopping, and let me tell you, a pound or a US dollar goes a long, 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 long way in South Africa. And then go off and go into your Victoria Falls, go into your Kruger National Park or your safaris or whatever you want to do. But it's a really nice place to just chill out. This is a swimming pool which is circular in shape, which is quite weird when you want to do lengths, but hey ho. They got a great spa, and it's just a nice place to just take a chill out after a long haul flight and just spend 24 hours seeing Johannesburg and just getting into the African mindset. Because I think, Stacey, you'll agree with me, when you go to Africa, you get a certain mindset that you just need to understand. And yeah, so that's Joburg. Then we go across to Mexico, and this is probably one of my favorite hotels in the entire world. It is called Ru&Co 2087, Ru&Co all capital.
I was meant to go there in March, and it got cancelled. Bloody COVID.
So this is on the Riviera Maya. It is a modern, contemporary Mexican, all-inclusive, adults only resort. And when I say adults, anybody from 18 years old and above can go to this hotel. It is built right at the end of the Riviera Maya, so there are no there's a hotel on one side of it, but 2 kilometers away. If you look at its website, and you'll see there's a big picture of it taken from the bay, from the ocean, you can just see greenery and plantation all around it. It's very, very secluded, and it sits within a protected heritage area, and the owners had to commit to supporting the local tribes and the local people that have lived there for years and years and years. So they look after, and they're financially and ecologically responsible for protecting the plantation around the hotel. There are some amazing experiences to do. It's an all-inclusive resort, and it's a luxury all-inclusive. So premium brands, alcohols, 7 bars and restaurants ranging from, of course, Mexican to fine dining. You've got activities that are included through the day, like painting and yoga and all sorts of different things. It's got about 1.5 kilometers of private beach. It sits within a cove. So the beach just stretches forever, and of course there's nobody else there except you guys or the guests that are staying. To the left of this is the lobby, or one part of the lobby. It's a big hotel in terms of the public spaces. There's a coffee shop around the corner. You just go and pick up a bagel or a pastry and a cup of coffee, or you go to the bar and have a drink or whatever you want to do. But 7 bars and restaurants, 3 swimming pools, one of which is quieter than the other 2. It's a cool, funky hotel. To the right of this building, or this lobby, sorry, is the meeting space. They've got one very long ballroom which can be split into 3 if you want to, and then on the other side of the corridor there's a whole range of meeting rooms. It's completely self-contained, so you can close it off exclusively and just have that and one section, or to your point earlier, Stacey, one half of the hotel, which is that side in terms of accommodation, and you can very much be on your own and be quite secluded. Lots and lots of outdoor space and gardens. One of the things that I tell everybody to do when they go there is to go into the reserve, which is just down the road, and spend a morning there. They have rock pools, which you can go and swim in. They have also, and you learn about the local tribes and the local people, and then you finish with lunch, which is cooked by the local wives. It's just amazing place. Absolutely.
I want to try and reschedule our trip for Christmas. What do you think my chances are?
Probably okay. Probably okay. Yeah.
I'm going to hold you to that.
Yeah. And it's recorded as well, right?
Yeah. Okay, where's this?
So this is Los Cabos. Now, Los Cabos, this is Nobu.
Right, okay.
It's a sister hotel to Ru&Co, the one that we've just done. It's brand spanking new. It opened about this time last year. It's just over a year old. Los Cabos is not a destination we know very well in the UK, and I'm very excited to bring this product to the public and to people who want to travel there. And the reason why it's not well known is because there haven't been up until now any direct flights to Los Cabos. Los Cabos is a very popular American destination. Lots of Americans go there. This hotel is one of the first modern contemporary luxury products within Los Cabos. It sits about 10 minutes out of Cabo, out of the town center. It sits within a very exclusive residential complex compound, I think they use that word. Multi-million pound properties are around this hotel. 2 golf courses as well. So it's just in the middle of just this magnificent area of Cabos. Total escapism. Similarly to Ru&Co, from a meetings and events perspective, it has this completely separate meetings area, so you can again be very self-contained. And then there's 5 different buildings, so again you've got rooms in each of those different buildings, so you can take over a building exclusively, you can brand it, you can do whatever you want with it. The problem right now, if I'm totally honest, is accessibility. So you have to fly into, at the moment you can fly on TUI. Not many people want to do that, or you fly via a mainline airline into Mexico City, and then you transfer from Mexico City to Los Cabos. That's the easiest route. You can fly through Houston, and you can fly through Chicago, I think, as well, but that's a little bit more complicated and the flight times are a little bit longer. So this is a new destination. So keep it there. If you've got delegates that are coming for an event and they're from the US, they'll love it. They'll absolutely love it. And it'll just be the Europeans that will have to have a little bit of a longer journey. 5 swimming pools, the sea in Los Cabos, and this is right on the beach. They've got 3 kilometers of beach. The sea here is too dangerous to swim in. So if you want to swim in the ocean, it's not the destination for you at all. The sea wall just literally does that within about a meter of the beach. The currents are very, very strong. So they do not, if you do go to Los Cabos and you stay at another hotel and they tell you that you can swim, they're lying. So just remember that. Another interesting point on that destination. And then Miami. Wow. Who doesn't love Miami? This hotel is Nobu Miami Beach. It's part of the Eden Rock complex, which is, again, sister hotel to Los Cabos and to Ru&Co. The owners own both Eden Rock and Nobu. They've basically put a Nobu hotel into one wing of the Eden Rock. Now, the Eden Rock is 700 bedrooms and the Nobu is 200. So there's 900 bedrooms here. Now, if you've got a big event, then you can take over the whole thing exclusively, or you can just do Nobu because it stands alone. It's got its own restaurants. It's got its own bars. It's got its own swimming pools. And of course, the very Nobu-esque bedrooms, interior designs. They also, on the rooftop of that wing of the building, they have 4 meeting rooms. Not huge. You can open them all up, or you can use them smaller, the smaller ones. But the whole complex, if you like, it's American Art Deco. It's just wonderful. Frank Sinatra used, in the ballroom that they have as part of the Eden Rock complex, Frank Sinatra used to do dinner dances there and sing every Saturday and Friday and Saturday nights. And the history here is amazing. And you walk in and it's just American deco. It's just an American grand hotel with a Nobu as well. So it's pretty awesome. Beautiful outdoor spaces, a huge spa. It's not in South Beach, it's called Middle Beach. So it's about a 5-minute Uber away from South Beach and from all the bars and restaurants and everything that everybody knows about Miami. But the nice thing about this is it's kind of away from all of that. So it's a busy, very vibrant hotel, both of them, Nobu and Eden Rock together. But you've got your own vibe going on here, and then you can pop into South Beach if you want to.
Lovely.
And then finally, I think this is Nobu Chicago. Now, Nobu Chicago is under development. So sorry, and Ru&Co is open at the moment, not that we can get there without cleaning, but that's open. Eden Rock and Miami Beach opened last week, so they are also open. And Chicago, which is this one, is going to open in October. So this has been under development for over 1.5 years now, I think, and because of all the situation, it's just been a very complicated build. But they're on track now to open in October. It's in a new location in Chicago. It's the Art District. So it's I don't want to say I don't want to compare it to any other hotel, but in terms of a location, it's very much like Shoreditch. So very up and coming, lots of food and restaurants and bars, very cool art galleries, pavement cafes, very cool part of Chicago. It's on the north, south, east, west. I always get my east and west wrong. It's on the west side of the city. It's about a 15-minute cab journey to Michigan Avenue and to the lake. It's a bespoke hotel, new build. It's only about 8 stories high because they have height restrictions in that area as well. So the views from the hotel are just overlook downtown Chicago and the lake. It's just beautiful. It's going to have a Nobu restaurant. It's going to have meeting space on the top, like Nobu in Miami Beach, which can all be opened out and used all as one or individually. It's not a huge hotel. It's only 130 bedrooms. But it's where the tech guys are moving. So Google and Facebook and everybody have all of their headquarters in this area within a block or two of it. But lots and lots of stuff to do just within that location. Or you get in a cab and it's 15 minutes to the shops and all the shopping malls.
And someone said a climbing wall, question mark. Is that what's the climbing wall about?
No, that's just decor.
Okay.
Yeah.
No climbing the walls now.
You can try. So that, guys, is it. How's my timing? We've gone a little bit over. Sorry, guys. But is there any questions from anybody?
I think we're all good for that. If anyone does, it's obviously send them through. The email address is hello@thisisgoho.com, or just put them in the chat or the question box here, and we can pick them up afterwards.
Yeah.
But thank you very much, Rupert. I'm very excited about going to Mexico.
Well, thank you for having me. Really enjoyed
but also Madeira looks absolutely amazing as well.
Great. Are you going to do the competition now? So
the question, I am going to do the competition. The question to win the prize is, what is the capital of Madeira? What about that? I didn't even know if you'd heard the question.
They heard it. They heard it.
Yeah, I can see they heard it. Okay. Just going to put the correct answers into my random number generator. And the winner is number 2, which means Nicole won a weekend for 2 in Madeira at the Savoy Palace Hotel. Have I got the name right?
Yes, you have. You have. Congratulations, Nicole.
I think I might have gone again. Yeah. Congratulations. Well done, everybody. And thank you so much, Rupert. That was absolutely beautiful, gorgeous. Everyone, please keep chatting. Send us any briefs or inquiries or questions you've got, and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. All right. Thanks, everybody. Enjoy the sunshine, and
have
speak
a good
to you
weekend,
soon.
Everyone. See you soon.
Bye.